So we got the king of building AI chatbots in the house, the AI chatbot king of Las Vegas. Ashton, welcome, man. We're excited to have you.
I appreciate it, man. Nobody calls me that, but
We call you that.
yeah,
We call you that.
Good point. Good point.
So we want to bring you on. We've been good friends for a while now, but I really want to get to know more about your story because I personally think your story is pretty wild. Just all of the money you've invested into your journey, all the skills you've built that's accumulated into what you've built with your company, Active Solutions. So let's just start from the beginning, man. Tell us how you got started in the whole internet money space.
Yeah. Awesome, man. So I'll start with before I even got started with it. I was working in a hospital. I had a master's degree in exercise physiology. So I was like, what am I going to do with this? Started working in a hospital. Kevin was going through the day to day, and I just woke up one day and I was like, I hate my life. I don't really like what I'm doing. So I start researching online, basically how to make money online. So I'm going through all these VSLs, every VSL you could possibly think of, every Amazon FBA, YouTube creating, whatever it might be. So, and I'm talking to every setter you can think of, every closer you've probably ever met in your life. And I'm going through all these programs. So I start purchasing course after course. I've started with affiliate marketing.
Just that one, you're that one prospect that jumps on the call and never buys.
Exactly. Yeah, that was me. The one that everybody hates. Yeah, this is I need to think about it. I threw so many of those objections out there. So I'm basically trying to figure out, I need to find a way out of this. So I come across an affiliate marketing course and I started investing in that. I paid for the course, got closed right there on the call, took out a personal loan to pay for that because I had $3,000 to my name at the time. And then
how much was that?
The course?
Yeah.
About $2,500. Okay. Yeah. So I took out a personal loan, paid for that course. And then I started going through the marketing material, and I was like, I don't really have to sell other people's products. And for people that are watching that don't know, affiliate marketing is basically just selling other people's things. So shampoo bottle is listed, you put that in your bio, they go to the link tree, somebody purchases it, you get 50 cents a commission, whatever. Yeah. So I was like, I can just use whatever I'm learning in this course to kind of market for people and actually have a marketing agency instead. So I was like, I'm going to start doing that. And then I started seeing all these ads for how to start a marketing agency. So your people like Joel Kaplan or whatever you see in the space. So I purchased another course, took out another personal loan for $4,000, purchased that. And then, there's a trend here. Yeah, exactly. Then I started, I got my LLC, stacked up some business cards, bought 2 more courses, learning how to copyright, learning how to do just about anything you can think of. So I have this marketing agency that's doing relatively well. It was called Gym Closers, marketing agency for gyms. And we're doing I was making $5,000 a month. So it was it was pretty lit.
Wait, didn't you start appointment setting first though?
No, I had my agency first.
Oh, you had Gym Closers first.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I had Gym Closers. Actually, that's a perfect way to roll into this. So I had Gym Closers first. The agency's doing well. I'm making some money. Well, not well, but making some money.
Yeah, what is well? Give us some numbers.
$5,000 a month. Okay. Yeah,
that's well. That's
yeah. So it was well enough for me to walk away from the hospital job, which I was pumped about. I left when I was when I made my first sale. I was getting paid $750 a month, and I was I'm out. Didn't even have enough money to pay rent. I was just I need to,
That's bold.
Yeah. So I just left, and then I realized I couldn't sell. So I'm getting all these appointments from cold email. My calendar's full and I'm not closing anybody. It's nothing's happening. So I'm I have 2 options. I can either pay for another course to learn how to sell, right? Or I can get a sales position somewhere and learn how to sell while I'm making money. And then that's when I started working for, AAP. That's when we met. So that's exactly what I did. That's kind of when we met in Scottsdale, I was working for another company, and basically it was a stepping stone for me to learn how to sell and make money at the same time so I could increase my skill set and put myself in a better position to actually scale a business. And then it turned in, that's where I met Brian, which is my partner now. And I was like, all right, you sell, I'll do all the back end crap. And it unfolded into us getting to $20,000 a month with the marketing agency.
The marketing agency was Gym Closers and you restarted it.
Correct. Yeah. So
you shut it down to like a full-time closing or like setting?
So I was full-time setting, and then Brian was full closing, right? And then we left at the same time, and I was like, yo, I got this agency. Do you want to help me out? And then that's when we partnered up.
Got it.
Yeah. So we went from it probably took us about 6 months to get to 20K. So we went from like zero, because we lost all of our clients before. So 0 to 20K in 6 months. Then I had this idea to turn it into a conversational AI agency. So we did that instead. Yeah. So
wait, how did that come?
Yeah, I'm curious.
You just gloss over that. Well, can we talk about the story on why? Because you told me a little bit when we were at the gym a while back. Mm-hmm. Can we touch on that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, go ahead. What do you mean exactly?
Like why you ended up transitioning? Because there was another big company in the space that was pestering you, no?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't want to say the name of the company.
You guys know who the company is.
Yeah, so it's one of the biggest gym agencies like of all time. Yeah, so we have a reason to believe like they got to shut down. So like our business manager got shut down, and it was we were receiving like they were DMing us like over and over again, basically just giving us crap about all the content we were putting out or whatever, saying we were copying them. So that was giving us an issue. But this was around the same time I started studying AI, learning how to like develop conversational AI tactics, creating a bot that would communicate via SMS, whatever. So I'm watching all these YouTube videos, trying to teach myself. And then I finally get to the point where I'm like, okay, I think I can actually build this. So I work on it for like 36 hours straight without sleeping. Angela probably remembers this as well. I was like, I just did not go to bed. I was like trying to get this bot to respond to me. And finally I got it to respond. I hit up Brian. I'm like, we sell chatbots now. And he's like, hold on. He's like, we're doing, $20,000 a month. He's like, let's fill out this gym thing first. Let's keep doing what we're doing. I'm like, nope, you got sales calls on the calendar already. The ads are running. Like, we don't have a choice. This is what we're doing. He closes 2 deals like the next day. And then he's like, we sell chatbots now.
Just promising everything. Can you do this? Yeah, we can do that.
Exactly. There's no script. Like, we don't even really know what's going on. So, and then we went in like 60 days, we went from 20K to 50K. And then we've just been doing better every month. Every month has been better than the last since like September. So here we are.
September, 5 months, and you're on $1 million run rate, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's insane. What's been the biggest thing for you building the agency that's driven so much growth? Because you were stuck at 20K for 6 months, or however long you were at 20K a month for. It took you 6 months to get there.
Yeah.
But then you switch, and it's just like every month it's like doubling or massive increase.
Yeah. One of the biggest thing was lifetime value. It was so hard to keep clients. We'd get people signed up whenever we were running the gym agency, get people signed up, and then we would keep people for like 2 months, 3 months max. And it was like a leaky bucket. People would just like fall through the cracks. Like we would just lose clients, sign people up, lose clients. With the conversational AI, people, I think it was just people relied on it more. So once we'd implement these systems into people's existing businesses, whether it's med spas or dental practices or
house cleaning
businesses, yeah, exactly. They kind of start relying on it. We teach them how to use the CRM, how to kind of leverage the bots to book more appointments, to work in conjunction with them, and they start relying on it. And people don't want to lose that. So the lifetime value just kind of added up. It's like now we sign people up and we don't lose them. But we continue to sign people up every month, and we just continue to stack on recurring revenue, and it just makes it easier to grow that way. Marketing agencies are so hard to keep it's so hard to keep your clients.
Yeah. I mean, you got to sell to them every month to get them to renew.
Exactly. And there's so many of them now. Like everybody has a marketing agency, or everybody like is trying to start one. It's like even the prospects have this idea of like this shiny object syndrome. They're working with their own agency, and they're like, oh, but I see this ad of saying they can get me, 100 appointments in 90 days, or I get my money back. So like they just jump around and sign up from agency to agency. And then for agency owners, it sucks because they just can't, they don't have a reason to keep them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, let me just interrupt real quick to tell you about Home Service Academy. It's the company Sergio and I run. Home Service Academy is essentially a business in the box where our team will actually roll up our sleeves and help you build a house cleaning business and run it completely remotely from anywhere in the world, from dirt to however big you actually want to take it. To date, we've helped over 1,500 people start and grow their existing house cleaning businesses all across the US and Canada. It's something we've gotten very, very good at, And if you've been looking to dip your toe into entrepreneurship, whether that's to go full-time in a business, to replace an income, or just build a side hustle that produces you an extra whatever amount of money you want to make on the side, on top of your current 9 to 5, then click the link in the bio and book a call with our team. It's completely free. And at the very least, you'll see what it looks like to actually run one of these businesses, the time commitments, the amount of money it costs to actually start, and every good and bad thing that can come with running one of these. So again, if that's something you're interested in, click the link in the bio and let's get back to the pod.
I've been seeing a lot of buzz on like YouTube and stuff of people like, oh, build your own like AI chatbot agency. Is that like what got you into it? And then also piggybacking off that, is it a good opportunity for people to pursue? Not that you want to create competition, but
yeah, I think it's a pretty solid opportunity to pursue. I think it's a little bit harder because most of the chatbots that are easily replicatable are super basic. There's not a lot that they can do. Ours is similar, but the only difference, like we build ours from scratch. We have to implement it externally. So we don't use something like ZappyChat, for example. Like you can take ZappyChat and go resell it, and you can, list it as conversational AI as a clickbait, but it just doesn't work as well. It uses ChatGPT-3. There's just a lot of bugs and issues that occur in those. When you build it from scratch, it just makes it, or it doesn't make it easier. It makes it harder, but it's just a lot more sophisticated because we can use ChatGPT-4. We can use like workflows and tags and like as many softwares as we want to make it work.
What made you want to learn how to build the AI chatbot?
I think it was because I was realizing that the marketing agency just wasn't going to work, to be honest.
So you were looking like for a way to pivot the business?
Exactly. Yeah. I needed a way. I was trying to find a way not to pivot too much to the point where like I was going to have to start from scratch, but where I could just use something that we were already using to just be more efficient or grow faster.
Was the original vision to use the AI chatbot for the gyms? Like,
yeah.
Gym got it.
Yeah. I just still have all my ads from whenever I was like gym owners, like conversational AI. Whatever.
Why did you choose to like spread out to like different types of businesses?
That's a great question. So we started running the ad for gyms specifically, but for some reason it's like when you target a specific niche, the cost per lead is so high. So I just tested out a broad ad where I was like, hey, let's test this out like just for anybody. And like they just have to be business owners and they have to have a business. And our cost per lead was like $3. It went from like $25 per lead to $3 per lead. And like our cost per acquisition was like $200. So every time we spent $200, like we were acquiring a new client, we were like, it's a no-brainer.
Dude, you're a Facebook ads wizard. That's crazy.
Yeah.
dude, he is.
That's
man.
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I will point anyone in the direction of using Facebook ads if they own a business. Depending on like there's certain like borders, but for most businesses, especially online businesses, I think Facebook ads is going to be the biggest return that they will get.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting you say that because I was going to make this comment real quick that I feel like a lot of people say that Facebook ads are a thing of the past. Like the cost has gone up so much and things like that. You disagree with that?
I do 100%. Yeah. There's a different way of doing it now. If you look at like, there's a lot of people that are running Facebook ads today. Like people used to run them before 2020. So like there's like the iOS update. There's like a lot of things that happened that caused like some changes, but there's new ways of running the ads now where you can actually leverage it more because everybody else is running them wrong. So we can jump into any market and get under $10 leads for sure. And I think Facebook is just that perfect middle ground. It's like Google is like really high quality leads because people are actually searching for that service. So they're usually ready to buy, but the cost per lead is ridiculously high. Mm-hmm. And then TikTok is like on the other end where it's like you can get like 50 cent leads, but like the quality sucks. And Facebook is like that middle ground where it's like you can get really good lead quality and you can get a good volume, especially if you know how to run it. But in my opinion,
yeah. No, you invested a lot into your skills. What made you go the route of? What made you realize like I need to spend all this money on these courses? And how much money total did you spend?
I spent like just under 30,000, probably like 28K.
It's insane.
Yeah,
and you didn't have it. You were taking out loans and credit cards.
Yeah, it was all. I had a negative. I maybe had like $2,000 to $3,000 like in my savings and checkings together, and $28,000 in debt. That's fine.
Where was your mental at with that? Of like, hey, I'm gonna buy all this stuff on loans and credit cards, go into massive debt, for no guarantee. Just like I hope this works out. Yeah. I hope I'm making the right move. Like, where did that all come from?
I think it was. I was running from enough pain. Like, it was just like I hated where I was before, And then I got to a point where I was like, I invested too much already. I was like, there's no way I'm going to make this not work. Like, so I reached this point, like, let's say after I like purchased my like first three courses, I was like, I've spent way too much money now for this not to work. So that it was just like a driving factor. It was like, there's no way I'm going to be this much in debt and just be screwed and back in the same place where I was. So it was almost like I was betting on myself at that point. I was like, well, I have to do something. I don't have a choice.
What felt appealing to the business route versus like what you were doing before?
Wait,
like why did you choose to do business? Like, why did you want to do that so bad? Like, have your own business.
I don't think it was anything. Well, at least when it started, I don't think it was about starting a business. I think it was more of just like number one was getting out of where I was, and I was just finding a way out. I was like, I don't.
Which was the hospital?
Like, yeah. I was like, I don't want to like do this like every day. I just don't. I don't want to live a life like that. And that's just me. Like, some people are really good at what they do, and they enjoy, having the weekends off or whatever it might be, and having their vacation. That's fine. But there's something that I just didn't like about it. And then number two was like, I needed to be like, I have an addictive personality, and I usually like need to have like a hobby or a thing that I'm like working on all the time and really good at. So I think it was a combination of those two things. I was like, I needed to find a way out, and then I needed to find something that I was like obsessed with, so that I always need to be doing something. So that was the thing that I found once I bought the first affiliate marketing course. That kind of unraveled into everything else.
I could relate to that. I remember when I graduated, I tried doing a job for 2 months, and like, dude, like the first week I called him, I'm like, dude, this is pretty cool. Like, I could do this for the next couple of years.
Dude, he dipped on me.
That's another story in itself. But like, 2 months in, I'm like, it's not it.
Yeah. So when you guys first started, how did that start? Like when, like, let's just say like first cleaning business, like first entrepreneurial journey, like how did you guys team up and know that was what you wanted to do?
Dude, we were hungry for like starting a business because he had brought it up as an idea, and we were just in college. So like we tried doing like a clothing brand. It's called Bent, and that was like really stupid
for a day.
We just like kind of played around with a bunch of different ideas, and then landed on window cleaning just randomly, and spent $150.
Well, not randomly. He's like, let's do window cleaning.
Yeah,
like,
some bum. I don't want to call him a bum, by the way, but like some dude, like he was a homeless guy, asked me to like, hey, can I clean your car windows? Like I was at Target or something.
Okay.
And then so like that just got me thinking, like, dude, let's just go clean car windows. Cause like at the time we weren't trying to build like the next Apple. We were just like, how can we make money just by ourselves? Like, like a little business or something. And I was like, let's clean car windows. And then he like looked it up, and like cleaning windows on a business or house is a thing. We didn't know.
Well, first I said, dude, you want to go sit at the gas station and clean windows on the cars?
And I said, yeah. I was down.
You were expecting a different answer. I think it's funny because usually you like you look at people that are like role models, and you're like, I want to be like them, so that's why I started this. And it's like your role model was a homeless man, if you think about it.
I guess so. He was pretty inspiring. I gave him $5, but dude, we didn't have a lot of money, like same as you. I mean, we had less money than you did though at the time, and we were just trying to. How can we make money with a little bit of money? So that was kind of like how my mind was going. But
he also couldn't get a job. He was interviewing.
Well, at that time I was a tutor.
Oh yeah, you were a tutor, but you quit that pretty quick.
Yeah, it lasted a couple months.
Yeah, but when we first started, he was interviewing at like McDonald's and Arby's.
Okay, and good jobs.
He wouldn't get hired. And then I had like a $460 car payment that I took over from my mom.
Oof.
And I was making like $12 an hour in California.
That's horrible.
And so I was only making, I don't know, maybe $1,500 a month, maybe less. Less than that for sure. Working 40 hours a week as a lifeguard. And there just had to be a better way, because I was telling my mom, dude, like, why am I paying this much money? It feels like I'm just going to work to pay for this car. Welcome to the real world. That's it. Yeah. That's life.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not my life.
Ain't no way.
No way. So we started cleaning windows with $150, and then grew that business.
That's crazy, man. And you guys started so young too. Like
19, almost 7. In June it'll be 7 years since we launched our first business.
So like fresh out of high school pretty much, and you were like entrepreneur.
Yeah, I mean, haven't had a job really since.
Yeah.
Like internships and stuff to try out corporate, but that didn't work out. It's always the same story. It lasts like 2 weeks and then quit.
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say?
And I was going to say, what's so like for you guys being like in this for a minute and obviously having like a pretty successful business, what's like what kind of milestones are you trying to hit? Like what's the next 3? Just out of curiosity.
10 million.
10 million?
Yeah.
10 million, yeah.
Per year.
That's the big one?
That's the big one. There's always a new big one. I've realized like it's never going to go away because when we first started the window cleaning business, it was 100,000.
Yeah.
And then it was a million. And a million felt huge.
Yeah.
At the time. And it took us 5 years to get to a million. And then we blew past. We didn't even do a million. We did like almost 3.
Yeah.
Our first year starting HSA. And then we thought we were going to do 10 last year. Didn't even come close. And then I think this year that was the year. 10.
That's the year.
And then after 10 it's going to be like 50 or 100. Or,
Yeah.
You know.
Do you ever have plans of exiting?
Yeah. That's the whole goal.
Really?
We've always wanted, like, that's like the Super Bowl for us is
The $100 million exit.
How do we get a massive exit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think this is going to be hard though to like give your baby away?
No.
You don't think so? Really?
No, I don't think so.
I thought it was gonna feel that way when we sold Orange window cleaning, but it kind of didn't. I was like kind of glad to sell it. I was like, this is good. On to the next thing. So
Yeah. Because I've realized, because we've started a few businesses now. We started Orange Window Cleaning, which we built, sold. Started marrying them out for my mom, which she still runs. And we took that to 200K its first year. Whereas it took us 3 or 4 years to get to 200K. And so we're like, okay, this is kind of getting repeatable. Then we launched Home Service Academy, 0 to 2.8 million. Then it was like, okay, now this is really repeatable. So I'm not really concerned with that because the next business is going to be something where it's like we're going to put probably a lot more thought into it.
Yeah.
And identify a bunch of different opportunities because we know we have a lot of the skill sets, how to lead, how to manage, how to hire, how to sell, how to market.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want the exit.
And you get to start with more money as well.
Exactly. We get to build it from the top down versus the ground up.
Yeah.
Which is a pain in the ass. I mean, that's what you're doing right now.
how's that been? Because like you started from just you, Brian and Angela, right?
Yeah.
But then you guys have started hiring people.
Yeah.
So like, how's that process been for the first
Process
time?
has been cool, actually. It's been really cool. I enjoy hiring. I enjoy finding someone that kind of like fits the culture and I know is going to do well. I thought there was going to be a learning curve as far as like getting people to trust you and getting people to want to stay. So far, knock on wood, we haven't had any issues with that. I think we've done a really good job at like helping people want to be with our company as opposed to them just having to show up because they work for us. We try to like reward them as much as we can and not punish them when they do things wrong, but just reward them when they do things really good so that like they're just conditioned to like continue trying to do good and chasing that. And then everybody's happy. But so far it's like everybody we brought on board and we've been hiring a lot lately. We hired like 3 people like last month. We love them, man. Like
How would you define your culture?
That's a good question. One big thing, man, is just trying to, and this is like super cliche, but like whenever we jump on calls, for example, we just try to like help people. I always tell people like answer the phone and just try to try to find a way to help the person that you're going to talk to instead of approaching it as like a sale, like for example. So like even if they're disqualified, like take an additional 2 minutes to like give them access to our free course and let them know that they need to like learn how to generate their own leads. And then when they figure that out, they can come back and use our services. So stuff like that. It's like, even if you're going to lose the sale and you're not going to make any money from it, like just genuinely try to help the person that's on the end of the phone and answer the phone, being ready to like be genuine. And like, so that's one of the biggest things is just help everybody that we talk to.
Yeah, you got to define it. We have something really similar to that. Our value is Chick-fil-A level of service.
Yeah, yeah.
So you ever see those TikToks where it's like, oh, the guy forgets your sauce at Chick-fil-A and he's sprinting after the car?
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of like our thought, our value for that too is like everybody, from your coworkers, treat them really well, but also the clients as well.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
One of the funny things about Chick-fil-A, a joke I heard recently is like you walk in there and they're like, "Hey, how's everything going today?" And they're like, "Good." They're like, "No, really, like, how are you?" Like, it's like it's funny that it's like it seems like they care more than every other franchised fast food restaurant put together.
Yeah, What's the goal with your agency? What this year and next 3 to 5?
This year is to monetary or just like anything?
Anything monetary.
The biggest thing this year is to have $250,000 of recurring revenue coming in. That is, by the end of 2024, we want to have $250,000 of just active subscribers. That's the goal.
Okay, and then how about like 3 to 5 years?
Haven't thought that far ahead, to be honest with you.
Well, you asked us if we wanted to exit. Do you want to exit?
I think about that a lot. I don't think I want to.
Really?
But I don't know. We'll see. Because I kind of enjoy like working in it right now. And even whenever we get it to a point where it's like we don't work in it and it's just kind of an asset and it just operates on its own, I don't know. I'm gonna need a really good incentive to exit. I think I'll always kind of want to keep it. Like I won't even want to give up like a majority. Like if say there's someone who wanted like a large portion of equity in the business or even like a little bit under half, like it would be hard for me to give that away. I don't know why.
We'll see.
It'll probably will change. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get to a point where everything's kind of hired out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not going to be building the bots anymore. Or you're not going to be running the ads. Or Brian's not going to be on sales calls or managing, let alone managing the team. So we'll see. Because it kind of gets, at least there's going to be one of you as the founder. Because you guys are 2 partners. So I don't know how you guys split the roles. But one of you guys is going to be spending a lot of time just making decisions and thinking about where to take it. So it'll be interesting to see in the next year or two because I think you guys are going to crush it.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah. I think that might change too. Like I don't know if I want to exit because it'll be different too when it grows to a certain point. We just haven't got there, so it's like you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. So once we get to that point where we're like more distant and we're not like in the business and we don't like really know what's going on, like we might talk to like some of the leadership roles and like obviously, whatever it might be, but. Whenever we slowly start getting like further and further out of the business, like there might be less of a connection with it, right? And I might be okay with an exit. So we'll see.
Most agencies don't get past like 10, 20, 30K a month. There's tons of masterminds and programs out there who are like, make your first 10K a month, start your own SMMA, whatever.
Yeah.
What has been your kind of hiring process for like how and what roles in what order did you hire them to get to the point of $1 million? Mm-hmm. And also what I guess tips could you give somebody who's stuck at 10K, 20K, 30K a month in an agency?
Phenomenal question.
Thank you.
I think the first thing you need, and it just depends on where, because there's a big difference between 10, 20, and 30K. 0 to 10K is just, you need experiences and you need money. You need to know how to, number one, you need to know how to sell. Like, it doesn't matter if you know how to fulfill on the product, which sounds horrible. Like, you don't know how to fulfill. You're just like signing people up.
You figure it out. You sell, and then you're like, I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're almost putting yourself in a position where like you really want to get these people results. You're under a crazy amount of pressure. That was like the first thing I did. My first like 3 sales, I sold people. I didn't know how to do most of the stuff that I sold. And I just I worked nonstop on trying to figure it out because I was like so afraid of messing it up for them. Like I didn't want them to think that I was bad at what I did. So I got really good at it from like messing up and signing people up the first 3 times. And then I just got in the role of selling and being really confident at what I did because I spent so much time on trying to get them results. So then the sales came faster. So 0 to 10K is just doing it and just learning how to sell. That's it. And maybe having some money for ad spend, like put aside a couple of grand if you can, or $500 a month, whatever it is. 10 to 20, actually I'll go 10 to 30 is probably when you have to start looking to having help. You're going to need someone I would hire out a setter first, someone who can make the dials, someone who can have the conversations. A lot of people make the mistake of maybe hiring someone that doesn't have a good skill set, or they'll hire VAs first. And in my opinion, maybe there's someone who has different experiences. It worked for them. My opinion, it's not going to work, I don't think. They're like, oh yeah, they'll just, book a bunch of appointments for me. It's like, you need someone that knows how to at least have conversations, can navigate the conversation, can do the sales training, ask the right questions, whatever, and guide them to that closing call and setting that appointment. So first one would be, you need a setter, someone who can actually have those conversations, make all the dials to all the leads that came in, whatever it might be, and fill your calendar. And then what you can do is spend more time on selling, which is bringing in the money, and obviously fulfilling if it's assuming that you're the only person in there.
Quick question.
Yeah.
If someone got your AI chatbot, do they need to hire a setter? Like, this is a genuine question. I just don't know.
Yeah, great question. So yes, they do. Okay. So the AI chatbot will book appointments. The biggest thing is that it fits in, and this is kind of a misconception, so it's good to cover. It fits into a lot of existing processes. So you guys have a team of setters, for example, right? So we take our system, we place it in.
You can use us as an example.
Yeah,
we work with you.
Yeah. So you guys have multiple setters. You have an existing system. We take our system and we place it to make you guys more efficient. So, for example, the bot is going to book appointments, right, when everybody has their hands full. But it's also going to increase the priority at which your setters are going to be calling people. So we teach people how to, or we teach their setters on how to call people who are communicating with the bot. So, like, if you don't have an appointment at that time or whatever it might be, dial out the people who are communicating with the bot in the last 5 minutes. There's probably like 10 conversations going on. They're more likely to pick up and they're more likely to be set onto a closer's calendar, for example. What we also do is we have the bot book appointments for the setters so that the setters wake up to high quality appointments, and people that book their own appointments, which are probably more likely to answer than people that are being cold called, for example. So we try to make it fit into people's existing systems, and we just make them more efficient and make their dials more high priority.
Got it.
Yeah, I will say, so to back that up, we didn't have that before. And after we implemented the system, our setters, I checked the setters calendar and they wake up with like 6 to 8 appointments a piece, and we have 6 setters now.
That's sick. That's awesome.
And our bot's name is Emily, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
They named her Emily. And so people think they're talking to Emily. Yeah. And Emily just books all these appointments. And then in the Slack channel, all the setters are like, Emily's going crazy right now. Yeah. She's cooking.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to my girl, Emily.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Was that the name we started with, or is that did we change the name?
I think that's what we started with.
It was?
I think Brock came up with that.
Nice.
I don't know who did, but yeah, Emily.
Dude, that's employee of the month right there.
Oh, dude, she generates lots of revenue.
You should give Emily a raise.
Yo, chill.
I'm okay.
She's not asking. I'm like, okay, so you were saying first hire is a setter, then what?
Yeah, first hire would be a setter, and you just need something that's going to make the sales process efficient. Second, I'd say first 2 hires need to be sales. Next hire would probably be something in fulfillment. And one of the things I've learned, and this is mainly from the Ormozis actually, was when you're hiring somebody, don't expect to hire them and train them. You should hire them and they should be giving you answers that you don't know. Basically you should hire someone that's smarter than you in that role. And that's actually easy to do, I think, as a CEO. If you're running a company and you're doing multiple different things, you should be able to find a media buyer, for example, that knows more in that aspect than you know and can do that job better than you. So whatever your fulfillment is, whatever you place focus on, whether it's a chatbot or running ads for people, find someone who can do the fulfillment and potentially do it at the same level or better than you can. I think that's the best third hire you can possibly make. And that's the closest you will get to exiting the business before you hit $50,000 a month, or not exiting, but removing yourself from having to do everything, from having to do the sales, having to do the fulfillment, being awake for, 17 hours out of the 24 hours of the day. It's I think that's the fastest way to do it.
Were you at that level at some point? Just working nonstop?
Oh yeah, 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. It was recently too. It was 60 days ago. I was just nonstop. I was just sitting at the computer doing everything. Always. I was even I would take a couple sales calls. I would do all the fulfillment, build all the chatbots. I was doing all of the above.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude, he signed us as a client, and then Brock's asking him every hour on the hour, hey, can you hop on a call? And then freaking yapping his ear off with questions.
Yeah. And we at that point we had, a handful of clients that would do the same thing. Mm-hmm. That was a problem that we just resolved, literally 60 days ago. It was everybody was coming to me because they knew I knew all the stuff. Mm-hmm. So now we have Xandro, who is phenomenal. He builds all of our bots. He's our prompt engineer. We just hired another guy named Riaz, also phenomenal. He's our automations integration specialist. So he learns how to integrate it to platform better than I could, to platforms that we didn't integrate with before. So he made us even more valuable. So now we have people, the newer people that we sign up don't get to see me and don't know that I'm in the picture. So they don't get to come to me and ask me a bunch of questions. They ask them the questions instead.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So that's
a great feeling.
It is a very good feeling. Yeah. Because it sucked for a little bit, but at the same time, it was kind of fun.
You have to go through, dude. You have to go through your Rocky montage.
Yeah.
Of doing everything. Like, it's just what it is when you're starting from scratch.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm done. Like I'm still like working like long hours, but it's doing different stuff. It's not doing like the intricate, like, oh, I got to fix this bot, or I got to fix this prompt, or the bot said like the wrong thing here. It's like, it's like making larger decisions. And like, now I got to like do a bunch of interviews and make sure I'm like hiring the right people, and I'm making like better decisions, I think, or like more strategic decisions.
So it seems like it.
Yeah.
How many people do you have on your team at the moment?
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
How many are like US based versus overseas?
We have 1, 2. I think it's just 2 that are overseas. There are 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have Ken, Zandro, and Riaz. They're overseas.
Dude, that's exciting.
The rest are in the US. Yeah.
And then after that, so you brought in sales and you'd say fulfillment. Then is that kind of where you're at right now?
What do you mean?
As far as higher order goes, the order of the hires you're making when you're stuck at 10K a month.
Say that one more time. Sorry.
So you're stuck at 10K a month. You say hire 2 sales people, probably a setter and a closer.
Yeah.
And then someone to fulfill all the stuff that your sales reps are selling.
Boom. Yeah.
Then what?
So that's a good question. Next would be, so you would probably be more of like a CSM role, right? So once you got to hire out those roles, hiring a closer is hard. Your first closer, I think, would be really hard, by the way. Someone who can do the selling of the product that you built better than you can, that's going to be hard. So that's going to take a lot of time or money.
I'm a big fan of promoting whoever your best setter is. Like we promoted for very first setter to closer.
Yeah.
So then we replace them. So then it would round robin between owner and new closer.
Gotcha. Okay. Might need to talk about that after too, because we're in the process of doing that with like one of our setters right now. But I'm going to assume that if you got someone to do fulfillment, you have a setter and a closer, you're probably going to be majorly playing like you're like the CSM. So next hire would probably be someone who can take over and do a really good job at the fulfillment, which is going to help you keep your clients for longer as well. So someone who is just going to be focused on the first impression, which is going to be like their onboarding call or whatever it might be, getting them set up on that onboarding call, taking them through the processes so that they have everything that they need and they're going to have minimal questions moving forward. They should like know their schedule, know exactly what they're supposed to do, when they're supposed to do it, know what the process is like, all the above. So I'd say CSM is probably the next one after that.
And to his question on like, okay, some people get stuck at 10K a month.
Mm-hmm.
What separates you from someone that gets stuck at 10K a month? Not like from the business perspective, but from like a personal perspective. I mean, what do you think?
Probably at this point, I think I just know. And again, I don't know as much as like anyone that's ahead of me, but I just know like what to do now. So it's like, and a big part of it is just doing it. Like in general, like when I first started, and a lot of people do this, is like they start a business and they're like, what's my logo look like? They're like, what's, they're focused on all the stuff that's not going to make them any money. Like my website has to be perfect. Like I'm spending $2,000 on my website. My website's not finished yet. I got to get my business cards. Like that shit doesn't matter. It's like, you need to figure out how to cold outreach and get clients, or figure out how to run ads and get clients. And you just have to do it. You have to talk to people. You have to do the things that are going to generate revenue first. I think that's the part that where I'm at that separates from 10K to now, is that I just know how to execute and focus on all the things that's going to make money.
Well, that's the scary stuff. Reaching out to somebody cold
for
100%. A service that you're not fully convicted in, and you don't even know if you can fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
And try to sell someone on it. It's really scary. Not a lot of people can overcome that.
It is really scary, but it's also, it makes you a lot more valuable. Mm-hmm. So like, for example, if you guys were hiring a setter, right? Or even a closer, and they're like, yeah, I've you know, I have 3 years of, you know, door-to-door knocking experience, so 3 years of, you know, just cold calling experience. And then, you know, and now I've been a high ticket setter for the last like year and a half or whatever it might be. And like, you know, that person's relentless if they have multiple years of experience of doing cold anything besides cold email. Cold email, you can kind of hide behind closed doors and take care of that. But cold calling or door-to-door, like you gotta be a dog.
It's scary, man. I remember first time we went out, got a freaking door slammed in my face. I was hurt.
Really?
I couldn't knock another door that day.
How are you door knocking in the beginning?
I was ass, bro. I was so trash.
We didn't do it enough to get good enough. Like we just, I don't know, combined we probably did like 5 days of door to door total, like ever.
Residential wise.
Yeah.
We did knock doors on like little storefronts, like mom and pop businesses.
That was easier.
Okay.
It was a lot easier, yeah. And but I think a big factor of why we had success in that is because we were young and like people could tell like, okay, these kids are like
they're just trying.
Like I'll give them a shot, and we were like, we'll clean your windows for $10, you know.
Yeah.
So, like what's $10? Yeah.
Dude, our pitch was so bad though.
Yeah,
it was like, hey, I remember the first time Johnny tried this one out, I was like sweating because he was like, man, these windows are really dirty. I'm just gonna tell him. And I was like, dude, don't tell him. He was like, yeah, I noticed your windows were really dirty. Would you be interested in getting your windows cleaned? And then they said, yeah. So it worked, but I was scared.
Awesome. You should just start cleaning the windows and then ask them after, like, hey, I just cleaned your windows.
No, we did that. We tried that too.
Really?
Our first ever door we knocked, it was this liquor store by my mom's house because we were running the business out of my mom's house. And we had just stopped by that store like an hour or two ago, and we could tell like the lady that was at the cash register was the owner, and we were picking up something that we needed to go out and clean windows because we were gonna go start selling that day.
Yeah,
and we were like, dude, let's go back, let's hit her, like we can get her, and so that's the first place we ended up hitting, and she's like, no, I'm good, but we watched a YouTube video, and the guy was telling us, even if they say no, clean them anyways, then they'll feel bad, and they'll come out and give you like pity money. But say no to that too. Just say, we're going to come back every 2 weeks and assume the close. And so we start cleaning the windows after she tells us no. And what happens, she comes out, she tries to hand us $5, and we give it back to her. We don't take it. But we didn't do the assumed close. We just cleaned her windows for free. We didn't.
Wait, why didn't you take the money?
Because the guy on YouTube told us not to.
Oh, okay.
Dude, no, there's no rhyme or reason. We had like zero thought process. We were just like,
that's awesome.
How do we get clients? And then we went next door to the donut shop. And the girls at the donut shop were like, yeah, we'll pay you if they look good. I'm like, okay, nice. And we cleaned them, and then they paid us, and they're like, can we just pay you in donuts? We're like, sure. So we got paid in donuts for that time. And we probably did door knocking for like 2 more weeks after that before we no, we did it for a lot longer than that, actually. On and off, though.
How long would you say it was like the...
I mean, that was like our main way of generating leads in the beginning. Like that's all we knew is like,
really?
Hey, like let's go find a storefront area that has like these little mom and pop places and just knock the doors. Like we just be scouting these places out. That was like the only way we knew how to get leads in the beginning. So
we'd be driving around Orange County and be like, this looks good, and then Sergio would be like, nah, dude, it looks poor. And then we'd go to a new neighborhood and be like, this looks good, let's hop out. We'd park the car and we'd go out and pitch everyone.
Eventually we got on Yelp, and
we started learning
a ton of leads and stuff.
Yeah. So what was the next step? So like after door knocking, what was like the next like gold?
Dude, it was you calling a cleaning business.
Before that, it was actually cold calling because one day we went out and got rejected, and we're like, dude, this is so ass. Let's just try to call them. We could hit more.
Oh
people.
yeah.
And so we sat on the couch and we pulled up the like Apple Maps, and there's like a little Vietnamese coffee like Thai place. It was like a Thai like restaurant.
Yeah, give him a shout out. What was the name of it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
It's such a small little corner. Like you don't even know it exists.
Yeah.
And I called them up.
Dude, I don't even remember getting the job that way.
You don't remember this?
No.
So I called them up. We're on my couch in my mom's living room, and we hit them with like, hey, like, can we clean your windows or whatever? Give you a quote. And they're like, yeah, we need that. It was the first call. It was the first call, first pickup. We say like $20 or something. She's like, yeah, when can you come? I'm like, right now.
We live like a minute away.
We live right around, like, dude. Like,
you guys are probably hyped.
Yeah, we were stoked.
You're like, cold calling's the way. That was
That was like the Batman signal for us. We just put on our window cleaning gear and freaking drove over there.
And then what? So cold calling, you probably did that for a little bit.
Then we like ran out of clients and it was really slow. And we had this one tailor we would do once a month for $20. His name was Anthony. Shout out Anthony. One of our first ever clients. He kept us for the longest time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we pull up and we're like cleaning it and dude, we're like depressed, man. We're just like,
we didn't even want to do that job that day. We almost canceled. We almost didn't go.
Really?
Yeah.
But we ended up suiting up, did the bat suits on. We went, we're sitting there cleaning the windows, just sad as hell. Like literally so defeated.
It's obvious.
Because we couldn't get leads. And then this 6'5" like old head walks in named Pat Mahoney. Also big shout out Pat Mahoney.
It's my boy.
And you can just tell the dude's fucking rich.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there cleaning the windows and he comes up to us and he's like, hey man, my window cleaner just died. Of like 16 years I've had him or something. Do you guys clean mansions? And we're like, yeah, we clean mansions. Of course, we just say yes.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about Sergio, but I was intimidated as hell. I'm like, let me see what you're working with. He shows us his house and he starts showing us these massive like self portraits he has of himself and his naked wife.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what do you do? He's like, I trim trees. I'm like, no, for real. Like, what do you do? Like, I trim trees. And he goes on to tell us he does what was it, like 500K a day?
Yeah.
500K a day.
500K a day trimming trees. He has all the contracts. He owns a company called West Coast Arborists.
Yeah.
And he has all the contracts in a bunch of states on the West Coast for all the municipalities, like the city of Anaheim. All the trees they plant, they need maintenance. He has all the city contracts.
That's insane.
And he's got tons of trucks, tons of employees. And he's like, come clean my house. And we ended up landing that for like $5K a quarter. We went out and quoted him for $5K a quarter. And it was just, and he paid us cash every time he paid us cash.
You guys were probably so pumped.
We would just pocket that shit, dude. We wouldn't even put it in the bank account. We would just pocket it. We'd be like, here's $2,500.
Yeah.
And we felt rich. And then he referred us to his brother's house, his daughter's house.
Nice.
And we ended up getting more jobs that way. And then I called a local cleaning business, house cleaning business. Okay, I know you don't do window cleaning. We do window cleaning. If you give me your window cleaning leads, I'll give you a percentage off the job and we'll do it. And we got 2 of those and they started funneling us jobs. And then one of the owners was like, get on Yelp. Got on Yelp, started building our reputation. And so on and so forth. We're still ranked, by the way, If you look up window cleaning Orange County, #1 on the map pack, first page of Google.
Let's go.
So,
I have one question. Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, go ahead.
One question I have for you guys that I'm just really curious about. You guys' success rate at Home Service Academy is like really high now, right? And obviously you've probably been through a lot of trial and error, just like you were with the cleaning business originally, on figuring that part out. What do you think is the secret to why most people who come through your program see success?
Dude, I think it goes back to what you said. Like, everyone at Home Service Academy is just trying to help. Mm-hmm. So I think that's part of it is like, when it comes to like the salespeople bringing people in, or the actual like coach that's like getting them through the program, they're coming at it from a place of like, I'm trying to help you. And they're always trying to think like, how can I make the program better? How can I coach this person better? And dude, you can just tell people really care. Yeah. So I think that's like the difference. Cause like, like from buying so many courses, a lot of the people in the industry, they're just like trying to make a quick buck. So like, they throw some course together, tell you you can learn, but do they really care about like you and your business? Probably not.
Yeah. So that's actually a really good point. Almost every course that I bought is they sell it to you and then it's pretty much, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's it. You don't speak to another person after that. Like the closer makes you feel like they're going to be there with you, right? Like every step of that way or whatever. You get what the closer that I got, one of the coaching programs, I won't say the name of it, but the marketing agency one. So the closer sold me on it, right? And they got me on a funding plan, right? So this was one of the loans that they took out. It was like a $4,000 loan because the course was $4,000. Okay. He goes, take out another $2,000, for yourself, like for anything, just like anything that you want to use it for, like maybe you want to go on a trip or something, take out another $2,000. Like he was giving it to me, but I'm taking out I'm going to have to pay this back.
Unreal, dude.
So I was like, oh man, yeah, this guy's really nice. And then I thought about it. I was like, that's messed up. For him to make me feel like he's giving me this money when really it's just going to be a loan for myself. Anyway, most coaching programs are not. I'd say 90% of them are horrible.
It's like that in any industry. Home services too. Most people just suck, and they don't really care. But also too, most people don't understand. They get into info and business opportunities and selling courses and stuff, and they're like, I'm gonna make a bunch of money because I'm selling information and it's all margin. But you're selling one-time packages over and over again. Yeah. And so it creates a lot of difficulty if you want to scale that business because you're constantly starting from zero. Yeah. And so if you want to build a recurring component to your business, you actually have to be good at what you're promising and what you're advertising. Because if you're actually good at that, well, guess what? They're going to come in, they're going to get the results that were promised, they're going to trust you more, and they're going to want to buy from you again. So you kind of have to be good if you ever want to grow the business.
It's actually a really, really solid point. You have to know how to fulfill on the product. And a lot of people quit too early too. There's so many people in this space who, don't crack 10K per month in whatever business, and then they create a course on like how to do what they didn't do. You know what I mean? Like so many people who have marketing agency or how to start a marketing agency courses, and they never actually successfully did it. Like they didn't get to even 10K. So they give up and they make a course about it, and then they make more money doing the course even though they never actually did it.
In the short they do. You see, that's why you see a lot of people offer hop and like start new things because they got to constantly hunt for new clients. It's just this hamster wheel.
Yeah.
And you can't build a sustainable business off that. You just can't.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think that fulfillment is boring, which it takes a special type of person to sit there and analyze like, okay, let's build out a customer journey. Let's figure out where our clients are struggling. How can we like help our clients get better? Because everybody wants to just sell.
Yeah.
Without actually fulfilling.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of times it sounds simple when you put it that way of like, all right, let's sit down and like discuss these topics. But a lot of times shit has to go wrong for you to even know that you need to discuss the topics. So a lot of it's just doing it. And you realize you're like, well, like, why is it that everybody that we're signing up is only staying with us for this long? Or why is it that Nancy keeps complaining about X, Y, and Z and like lack of communication? It's like you have to have the problems arise for you to even know what needs to be fixed.
Yeah. And then a lot of owners, what they'll do is they advertise these damn testimonials with like, I got this person to whatever result, and they'll take credit for it. But as soon as someone starts bitching and complaining about their course or whatever they're selling, it's just, you don't take account. It's your fault. You didn't do enough. You didn't try hard enough. And that's always the cop out for almost every coach I see is, they just don't do it. They just don't do it. And is there some validity to that with some clients? For sure. But at some point you got to take the feedback too. Like if you're going to take credit for the wins, in the successful students, you also have to take credit for the unsuccessful students. You can't take credit for the wins, not for the losses.
It's true, especially if it becomes a trend. Like even if like you see consistently like 30% of the people that come through your program or whatever it is, 30% of your clients are experiencing like some issue or they're not seeing results for like X reason, you can probably put two and two together. And it's not that everybody that you sign up just sucks. It's that you're doing something wrong. You need to address it.
Yeah. It's like a closer closing a bunch of deals, and every deal you close, I'm the best. And then as soon as they don't close deals, that prospect just...
These leads suck.
Yeah, these leads suck. That lead just sucked. Yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta... If you're going to take credit for something, you got to take credit for both sides.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. That's one of the hardest things about the ego. One of the hardest things about becoming better at anything is just accepting the fact that maybe you're not good at like one aspect of whatever it is that you're trying to do. So it's like maybe like you can't overcome objections. Maybe you can't, you're not good at building rapport. And a lot of people say rapport doesn't matter. I think it matters a lot, actually. It does. Crack a couple jokes at the beginning of a sales call and it can be the make or break of the entire thing, especially if a person has like a certain type of personality. I think it actually makes a huge difference. Like if you can just show them that you're an actual person on the call in the beginning. But it's like you just address like... Pick 10 topics of a sales call. And I'm just using this because it's an easy example, but 10 topics, write them down, rapport, objection handling, whatever it might be. And then rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 for each topic, like for every single call that you have. And then just see what you could probably pick it out for yourself. Like you could probably see like my rapport sucks. Like I rate myself like a 5 out of 10 on rapport almost every call that I have. Like I need to become 100%. Like my player rating needs to be, needs to be better in that area.
Yeah. Oh, that's a solid framework. I like that a lot. Dude, okay. So we do a segment on the show every week. It's like boring business of the week or business idea of the week. I don't want to put you on the spot here, but if you had to start from zero again, you can't do AI chatbots.
Oh no.
What business would you start?
What business would I start?
What seemed interesting to you?
Do I have any resources? Do I have any mentors, or is it
you know
just
everything you know now? You just can't do AI chatbot.
I would just join Home Service Academy. I started a cleaning business.
Oh, come on, dude.
Those two.
Link in bio. Link in bio.
That was a perfect no. Okay, let's just assume like no mentors, no anything. Business that I would start.
What's sexy to you right now? Because I mean, we're business owners, right? We think of, you got to think about something. I know you're pretty locked in, but
Yeah,
shiny object syndrome.
it would have to be. It would definitely have to be. Can it be similar to what I'm doing?
It can be similar.
Can be
It can't
similar?
be chatbots.
It would be teaching people how to start a business on how a conversational AI business.
Jesus Christ.
Which I almost did.
Yeah.
And I remember you talked me out of it actually, and I'm glad you did. Even though we still like kind of did it a little bit behind your back, and it messed a lot of stuff up. But yeah, I think I would start some. what?
I'm just thinking about how you were probably saying, like, in your head,
Yeah.
you heard Johnny saying, "I told you so."
No, for real. Because he told me he was like shiny object syndrome's a bitch, man. He was like, do not start a biz off. He's like, you guys got something good. I was like, yeah, man, you're right. And then like we kind of did it a little bit.
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we signed up a couple people. We're like, no, this is.
That's one of those things you kind of have to learn for yourself. Like,
yeah. Because it's
I
like
get it.
it's always gonna like. But now I understand it. But it's always gonna like bother you. There's gonna be like an itch in the back of your head.
Yeah,
Dude, so many people still do that to this day. And it's funny because I had a call today with somebody because we're selling outbound. We're building an outbound process. We're selling to existing cleaning businesses now. Selling consulting to existing cleaning businesses. Not just starting them, helping people start them. And I talked to a guy today. He has a house cleaning business doing $35K a month. But he's doing house cleaning. And then he's like, well, I wanted to, customers asked me for carpet cleaning. So I added carpet cleaning. But they also asked me for junk removal. So I added junk removal. And they also asked for home organization. So I added home organization. And they also asked for window cleaning. So then I added window cleaning. I'm like, dude. So for anybody watching, the problem with that is when you add on multiple services that are so different like that, you have different equipment, you have different training and skills you need to screen for employees. You have different problems that are going to come up with actually delivering the service. And it's just each one is a whole new business, and you can never truly see the benefits of just focusing on one thing, especially if you're sub $1 million, because it should just be one service or one product, one way to get customers up until $1 million.
Yeah, 100%. I think a huge part of that too is that not a lot of people are able to see long term, especially when they start a business. They're so like ready for the time that, they have their breakthrough and they make a bunch of money, right? And having all those services sounds nice because you can sell more of them. They're like, I can sell people who want junk removal. I can sell people who want window cleaning. I can sell all these things. You can get a lot of quick sales. But the problem is because you can't be amazing at 10 different categories, you're not going to keep business from anybody. Whereas if you just do window cleaning and you get really freaking good at that, you can probably keep a lot of clients for a long time. And you can solve a lot of problems for just doing that one thing. And that's going to build up, obviously, your book of clients that stay with you, which is the safe money. It's like eventually you get to a point, if you have a window cleaning business for 2 years and you're really good at what you do, you're going to have a lot of people that just kind of pay you on autopilot.
Yeah. Oh, that's facts, dude.
Yeah, and it's just,
Good point.
Yeah, I feel like that's safer.
Yeah. I think that's a good spot to wrap it up. If anybody owns a business that needs appointments set or needs better efficiency in your sales department and you need a chatbot to auto respond to your leads, where can they find you? Where can they contact you?
ActiveSolutions.ai. We're on, every social media channel, and you can find, you can try our bot for free on our website, actually. So the best place would just be go to ActiveSolutions.ai. It'll say, try our bot, click that button, enter your information. You're automatically going to be enrolled into a conversation with one of our AI chatbots.
No way.
Yeah.
That's sick, man.
Test it out on your own. Yeah.
That's like the best CTA.
Right.
And we'll put all the links in the bio, and even better, if you want to start a house cleaning business, you don't have a business, click the link in the bio. We'll help you start a house cleaning business. You'll start the business, you'll make some money, and then you'll have a need for the chatbot. Then you can go to ActiveSolutions.ai.
Boom.
So that's a good place to end it.
I
See
like
you in the
that.
next one. Peace.